Rotation is one of the fundamental properties of the cosmos, and it's not exclusive to planets either, with stars, entire galaxies, and even black holes rotating. All of the celestial bodies of the universe are engaged in an endless cycle of spinning, and the origin of this spin can be traced back to the beginning of time itself. When the Big Bang happened, a primordial ball of energy expanded to create the matter and vastness of space at unimaginable speeds. Since space is a vacuum, its matter has maintained that momentum and direction billions of years later. With no external factors existing to counteract this spinning motion, the Earth and everything surrounding it continues to rotate. Considering that the Earth has been rotating since it was first formed, and will continue to do so until it ceases to exist, any scenario where it stops rotating is clearly going to be disastrous. Still, it does make for a fascinating thought experiment. So, what would happen if the Earth stopped rotating? We're passionate about creating informative content for our audiences, so please subscribe to this channel as we have so much more lined up. Rotation is intrinsic to our planet's state and the way that it operates and sustains itself. So realistically, we would never want the Earth to stop doing this. The moment the planet's rotation stops, humanity would be in trouble on an existential level. There are two theoretical scenarios that we can explore. One where the rate of rotation slows down gradually over several years before coming to an end, and another one where the Earth's rotation stops instantly and suddenly. If the Earth suddenly stopped spinning, the entire planet would be utterly destroyed. The reason for this is because the planet's atmosphere would still be moving with the momentum of rotation, and it's worth mentioning at this point that the Earth's speed of rotation is a dizzying 1,100 miles per hour at the equator. It is because of this momentum that anything which isn't attached to the bedrock will be immediately scoured clean. That's every single rock, tree, building, sediment, animal, and human being swept into the atmosphere. Basically, every single thing on the surface of the planet would be torn apart. It's definitely a relief to hear then that according to scientists, the probability of any event like this happening is zero for at least several more billion years. However, this doesn't necessarily mean that an event similar to this is never going to happen. The laws of physics state that a celestial object will continue to rotate as long as there are no external forces acting upon it. With Earth, however, there are external forces which are subtly influencing its movement. These forces are the Sun and the Moon, and it's been theorized that their gravitational influence will gradually slow down the Earth's rotation until it's almost negligible. It's important to keep in mind that the Earth will never completely cease to rotate, but it will slow down as much as the laws of physics will allow. In this scenario, there's a possibility that the rotation period could slow down to one rotation every 365 days, which is a condition known as sun synchronous, when the Earth's rotation on its axis aligns with its rotation around the Sun. When that happens, every location on the planet would either be in permanent daytime or nighttime throughout the year. The side which is constantly facing the Sun would reach unimaginable temperatures, creating a desert-like and barren environment which probably wouldn't even be capable of sustaining the most primitive of life forms. Any lakes, rivers, and reserves of water would be boiled away and blown to the Earth's poles by raging storms. On the other hand, the side which is turned away from the Sun would become a desolate and icy tundra, with temperatures plummeting downwards to lethal levels. Life could continue in a narrow twilight zone between the hot and cold halves, but even this is an optimistic estimation. Rotation also creates a centrifugal force which has made the Earth slightly fatter around the equator. It is because of this force that the water levels there are pushed to an elevation of around 8 kilometers. When the Earth would stop spinning, the oceans would migrate towards the poles and drain away from the equator. The result would be a vast continent wrapped around the planet, with two completely separated polar oceans on either side. Technically, someone could travel around the world on the equator and stay entirely on dry land. Unfortunately, the Earth would have become such a dangerous environment by this time that there would be few life forms equipped to survive such conditions. In conclusion, the Earth would never stop rotating completely, but scientists believe that our planet's rotation will continue to slow down until it eventually becomes an unhospitable and hostile planet. This is a process that will take billions of years, however, an event so far away in the distant future that it's questionable whether humanity would even still be around by then. We hope that you find these explorations as fascinating as we do, and if so, then please like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more content like this.